Good morning, my friends. Reading through a book by Dallas Willard called Hearing God. It's about developing a conversational relationship with God. Something he wrote here stuck with me. He said, Today I continue to believe that people are meant to live in an ongoing conversation with God, speaking and being spoken to. He finishes that paragraph saying, God's indwelling his people through personal presence and fellowship. Given who we are at basic nature, we really live, only through God's regular speaking into our souls, and thus by every word that comes from the mouth of God. And so, just reading a passage about a lady who's listening, and so I just thought we'd pray through that passage this morning. This comes from Luke chapter 10. It's a story. As Jesus and his trainees were on their way, he came to a village where a woman named Martha opened her home to Jesus. Let's pause for a moment. Invite the Spirit to join us right where we are. Come, Spirit, and speak to us. And let's think about how our home is open to God, or is our home, our life open to Him. Martha opened her home to Him. She had a sister, Mary, who sat at the Lord's feet listening to what He said. Father, our ears are open. Our attempt is to listen. But Martha was distracted. Let's pause there for a moment. Let's invite God to speak. What are we distracted by? What distracts us from listening to Him, being at His feet? Martha was distracted by all the preparations that had to be made. What do we think we have to prepare for to be at His feet? What do we think we have to get out of the way? What do we think we have to get over before we can just be with Jesus? So here's Martha. She's upset she's doing all the work. She's upset that Mary is in a place that the men are, and the place that the men are supposed to be. And she's the only one doing the thing the woman is supposed to do. So she goes to Jesus and she asks Jesus, she says, Lord, don't you care that my sister left me to do the work by myself? Tell her to help me. Jesus, what work are we doing for you that you didn't ask us to do? What are we busy doing that in our minds is for you, but by doing it, we miss out on being with you? Martha, Martha, the Lord answered, you are worried and upset. You are anxious and afraid. What is it that you are worried and upset about right now? What could Jesus be looking at you and saying, hey, you're anxious about this? Jesus said, you're worried and upset about many things, but few things are needed, or indeed only one. Mary has chosen what is better and will not be taken away from her. Their translation says, only one thing is required. One thing seems to be just sitting at Jesus' feet, taking in, being with Him, listening. Father, help us to pursue the one thing you require, to join you, to be fully present in your presence, to listen and to enjoy an ongoing conversation with you.